Good morning. It's Sunday morning, and just released a video on making the drawers for the base cabinets over there. Kind of a hectic day yesterday to try to get that video finished. I started editing that video yesterday morning and didn't finish until last night around, I don't know, a little bit after 9. Part of the reason was I underestimated the amount of time it would take to do the video. And another reason is that I made a couple mistakes. The biggest one is what you see clamped up here. This is actually something I had to come out and make yesterday afternoon to replace footage that I somehow didn't take off the camera. I don't know what happened. Like lately I've been kind of, religious about backing everything up. As soon as I record stuff, like I do a session, I'll bring the cameras in, like the hard drive and the camera in, and upload the footage to my computer, back it up immediately before bringing the stuff back out for the next session. But somehow I must have just, brought it in, thought I uploaded it, but didn't. So, yeah, I had to do that. What else was there? Oh, there were a number of things, but yeah. My own fault for being careless with the footage and then kind of underestimating how long it would take. I really should have started on Friday, but then I was out here until, almost 8 o'clock on Friday too, getting the first coat of polyurethane on the drawer fronts on those. And then I finished those yesterday morning so I could get a photo of it. So I don't know. We'll see how the video does. Making drawer projects are typically popular. Everyone that I've done has done well. And some, over time and some immediately. And we'll see how this goes. Maybe the market for drawers is oversaturated though. Who knows? Anyway, what else can I talk about? Oh, I want to talk about the dowel thing that I used. Here are the dowels, and I'm looking for the drill bit, but I must have put it away somewhere because I can't find it. Anyway, it's shaped like the dowel. The dowel, you drill a hole, and then you drive the dowel in with glue, and it's a nice snug fit in the hole that you drill. And so it can work 3 ways for you. I'm not trying to sell this because, like I said in the video, it's not sponsored in any way. Say if you're putting together a joint like fresh, okay? The joints in that video, like these ones right here, are already glued up, and I let the glue set before I put the dowels in. But if you were to take this like new, like unglued joint, drill the hole, this could almost act like a screw to clamp the joint together tightly. So that's one thing there. The other thing is, of course, it has that, the steps will help to guard against pullout, right? Especially on the outer material, right? Unless you go all the way through, which you shouldn't do because it'd be kind of defeating the purpose. I went in about halfway so that the step up here is sunk into the wood. So yeah, that helps with that. And then thirdly, and this is the most important, shear, right? So you're pulling on the front of the drawer. This will help keep that joint together. So like I said in the video, I bought these more than a year ago and I didn't try them out. I bought them with something specific in mind. I remember thinking at the time that it would be cool if you had a tapered dowel. Because I was thinking about at the time, it was my, so I guess it's more than a year for sure, a patio table, and how I put screws in through the top to hold the slats on, the boards. I was thinking how it would be cool if you had a tapered dowel to put in there instead of the screw, or put the screw in first and then drill it out with the tapered dowel, put the tapered dowel in, glue that in solid, then cut it off flush and all that. And I remember seeing something like that. So I Googled stepped dowel and I found And I found it on the place where I normally buy screws and stuff. So with my next order, I threw that in and got it. And, you know, several years later, I've gotten around to trying it out. I used about half the bag that I had on that. And I don't know how much a bag of these things are. They can't be as cheap as like regular Dowels. And the advantages that this thing would have over regular Dowels, you really need a specific purpose for it. Like I said, with the holding the parts together thing, that would be it. Like for this, you really don't need it. I could have drilled a 1/4-inch hole there for a 1/4-inch dowel, glued that in solidly, and that would have worked just as well as this. I decided to use solid oak for the drawer fronts on the cabinet, and part of my reason for that was like there are 14 of them. Normally if I did that with plywood, I'd have to edge band, like with the iron, every single one of them. And in my mind, that would have taken just as long as cutting all of the rough lumber, planing it down, sizing it, and using that. And the other thing is I got to go through the stock that I had here, looking for stuff that was not great quality. So I used that for the majority of it. The wider ones, I really didn't have a choice. I picked one that had a big split on the end and used that. And I left the split in it, actually. It's the one that's by the wall, the bottom one. And I don't see anything wrong with a split in a drawer front for a shop project like that. Like if it was a kitchen, it'd be a different thing. You'd do something to try to fix it or not use it at all. Cut off that end with the split. But for a shop project, that's really good, I think. The thing about it is if you use plywood, you're going to get a more consistent look than you will with that. Because like I said, I wasn't selective about the lumber that I used, and the source of the lumber wasn't very selective either. I mean, I really didn't have a choice. It was there. Like this is stuff that me and Graham Howell went and got a few months ago, and it was in a barn. It was covered with all kinds of dust and chicken feathers and all this, like bat poop and all this crap. So, and it was cut from residential type trees, you know, trees that were standing on a property. So not, you know, premium grade quality lumber to begin with. And, you know, that shows in the overall look of the cabinet, the color, like consistency of the color is not there. It varies quite a bit from the ones that are on the bottom to the ones that are in the middle to the ones that are on the top. But like I said, it's a shop cabinet. You know, who has shop cabinets with solid oak drawer fronts? I never did, so I'll take it. The video hasn't been up for very long, and I've already gotten, I think, 3 comments from people asking why I'm flipping the boards. Like if I'm cutting strips from this, I'll cut, flip, flip, cut, flip, and so on and so forth. Like, I'm doing it, so there's a reason why I'm doing it, obviously. It's to cancel any error that happens in the cut. Because, you know, people think in absolutes. They think that if the fence is here, the blade is there, you cut your piece, it has to be the same width on one end as it is on the other. Sometimes it's not. Often it's not. And it's off by a very small amount. And if you keep cutting it the same way, eventually that adds up. All right? So you get down to like your 6th or 7th cut, and you put a square on there, and you're going to see that it's not square at all. All right? So that's the reason for that. You flip, and I've done that dozens of times in videos, or at least it seems like I have. I know I've done it many times. I did it the first time on in a video, I think, when I did the tool board. And how long ago was that? Quite a long time ago, when I first moved here, actually. Things I have left to do is make a toe kick to go on there. I was thinking I would get some pieces of insulation and stuff in there underneath, you know, the foam, little bits of foam that I have. I use quite a bit actually on the window. That's why I put the blinds back up, because I took little pieces of foam that I had out here from fitting the pieces in, and I actually glued them onto the foam that was up there. And what I used for glue was drywall compound, because I had drywall compound out here to patch the wall where I moved the outlet over, so it'd be like, it wouldn't be behind the cabinet. right? So toe kick on next. After that, the top. Well, at the same time, I'll be doing this both at the same. But I don't think I'm going to be filming it because there's nothing much to them. Toe kick is just a piece of plywood with a piece of solid wood on the end, right? That shows over here, goes in there, closes off that space. The top is just a piece or even just a strip, because the cabinet that goes on top of it comes down like right down on top of it, and it's going to have a bottom in it because it has a fold down door. So it needs the bottom for the door to hinge off of. So underneath that bottom that's in the cabinet that's above it, doesn't need to be, like there doesn't need to be a top there. So I'm thinking just a strip of plywood, solid, like oak to match the drawer fronts around the front and return on the side. And then this cabinet comes down on the top. Now, ideally, I would be doing the cabinet that goes on top of that next. However, with this Maker's Mob project, I decided to make it on the base cabinet and an upper cabinet, giving it kind of a kitchen / workshop type theme. So you get the base cabinet with drawers and you get the upper cabinet with shelves. So I need to actually make at least one of the upper cabinets next so that I'll have it done in time. The project is supposed to be up on the 28th, and man, I'm gonna have to scramble to get this stuff done. So yeah, I'll probably be doing things out of order, and chances are I will not have a video for next Sunday. So not a build video on my main channel, but we'll see. You never know what can happen. Maybe a miracle will happen. I have a couple of things I have to take care of this week too. A couple of appointments that I have to go to. So that's going to eat up a couple of days right there. So yeah, I don't think there's no way. I'm saying it now. I'm making a prediction. There will be no video next Sunday on my main channel.
Danger. The emergency destruct system is now activated. The ship will detonate in T-minus 10 minutes. The option to override automatic detonation expires in T